All right, January 13th. We're back. Happy New Year.
It's been
A
a
lot of
while.
stuff to talk about. Whole lot of stuff to talk
Yeah,
about.
very
Um,
much stuff to talk about.
A lot of stuff to talk about. Mike, how you doing?
I'm pretty good. Thought
Yeah.
the Sixers had a chance at getting Harden, but
Yeah, as we get on live right now, about an hour ago, James Harden announced he is going to the Brooklyn Nets. And it was a 3-team deal, right? It's Victor Oladipo and the
I think
Pacers were involved.
four teams got
14?
involved.
Wow.
Like 4 teams got their pieces
Wow.
changed around.
That's
Yeah,
insane.
huge move.
Crazy. 14 mega deal. The big name. So the Rockets trade Harden to the Brooklyn Nets, Karis LeVert to the Pacers, Oladipo to the Rockets.
Jarrett Allen ended up on the Cavs, I think.
He's going. Him and Turian Prince are going to the Nets.
The Cavs, I think.
Oh, the Nets to the Cavs. All right, yeah, I'm reading on ESPN. Okay, wow. And then the Rockets received Dante Exum and Brooklyn forward Radonis Kurucs.
The Rockets have a weird roster now.
They do.
They've got like
They
a
do.
lot of,
And
like,
to be honest with you, I think in a way they might have upgraded.
because
Oladipo is not a rollover player. Yeah, he got hurt, but he's still a very good player.
Yeah. He's not Harden level, but I think they can everybody else can now elevate their game because Harden was kind of taking touches away from everybody else. So like
Exactly.
John Wall has been playing really well this year, and
Oh yeah,
he'll step it up even more now that
plus you have Russell Westbrook.
he's in Washington.
Oh, that's right. I get that mixed up. That was awful. But he's with Bradley Beal, so
Yeah.
the NBA leader in points. But to tell you the truth, I really didn't want the Sixers to grab him. First of all, of his, he's been very kind of crazy over this trade stuff, and I really kind of want to give the Simmons Rivers tandem a chance because this is. How many games are we in? What, like 10, 11, 12?
Yeah, like not very many.
You want to see that relationship grow because Simmons is kind of still a relatively young basketball player. He needs to get his shot down. He needs to I really want to see him with Doc Rivers in that pairing going forward because I think there's something there, obviously. Yeah, and with the way that this team's been playing, this team's been playing, it's great. Exactly. Yeah. So you want to see that going forward.
Yeah, definitely.
And, they've been – and here's the thing. Joel Embiid has obviously been carrying them. There's no doubt.
He's the best player on the team by far.
There's no doubt. But Simmons is that number 2.
Yeah.
And you want to have that good – I think if they want to win a championship – and if they're going to win a championship, it's going to be with Embiid and Simmons. That's how I look at it.
I think if we got Harden, I didn't want to give up Maxey, which they were trying to get Maxey out of that deal, but nothing. Yeah, I guess they just like.
Well, I don't think Houston was doing that unless if Ben Simmons or Maxey was involved.
Yeah,
and I don't think you should give either of them up.
Yeah, I think Maxey's going to be a stud, an absolute stud.
I agree. Now, could you see him starting down the road?
Nah, maybe not at point guard. Maybe at 2, maybe. But Simmons will play the 1 for however long he's here.
Yeah, that's what I see. But it's kind of crazy, dude. It's really crazy to see how, with the NBA too, like how all these things shake down, and then you have the social media buzz, and you have the reactions. And it's insane. Because we knew this was coming for a little. Jesus. We knew this was coming for a little bit.
Long time coming.
Yeah.
But it's crazy. It's always crazy when this kind of stuff happens.
Exactly. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how. And here's the thing, Brooklyn. Do you think Brooklyn got better? They definitely did.
Oh God, yeah. They're
In the long term.
I think they'll walk through the Eastern Conference playoffs.
Yeah.
And
if they can get Kyrie to play,
they could beat the Lakers.
I think they have a shot. I think they have a shot.
If any team that's gonna be LeBron, Anthony Davis, Kevin Durant, James Harden,
Kyrie
on the same.
Yeah, LeBron versus Kyrie.
Yeah, revenge game for both of them, I guess.
But we got to cross that bridge when we get there.
Mm-hmm.
If we get there.
I hope we get there.
Yeah.
That would be fun to watch.
But that was the big news that shook down before we went live.
Right before we started, yeah.
Yeah, probably one of the biggest news stories you'll hear in the next couple weeks. Last night with the Sixers, I think Joel Embiid has solidified himself as the best player, as we said.
Mm-hmm. He was unreal.
I think they literally cannot win without him. They will not win anything without him. Mm-hmm. I think you got to be mindful of what you have in him and what his past has been in terms of injuries, and you don't want to risk that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's got to be your guy going forward.
Yeah, I think you don't want to risk that. You don't want to risk an injury. You don't want to risk anything crazy. Mm-hmm. You need him. You need him going forward.
Absolutely.
You need him. I think there's no doubt that, he is the commander of this basketball team.
Yeah, and it's been great to see him actually work the post more and not take as many jumpers.
Yeah.
He takes, he'll take some here and there, but it's better shots overall than he was taking.
Yeah.
Better.
So, what do you think about this team now? Obviously, the COVID has got to this team. They were fined.
I think it's better to hit now than later down the line because I feel like every team's going to get hit a little bit. Like NFL, everybody, a lot of teams got affected by it one way or another.
And plus, here's the thing. The bubble I think the idea of bubbles, I think we're at a point now with the idea of bubbles. You just can't. It's just not. I think we're past that.
Yeah, no.
Even with society,
too expensive at this point.
Because I think we've got to a point where enough people have got the virus that what it will do to you, and you have the people that are comfortable with it, and you have the people that are not comfortable with it, and and plus you have all the vaccines coming out. So I feel like anybody can disagree with me. Anybody that listens to this can disagree with me. I feel like we're closer to the end than we are to the beginning.
Hopefully. I really hope so.
This week, Major League Baseball announced, okay, we're going to be rolling everything on time. Pitchers and catchers, February 17th. We're having a 162-game season. Regarding your local jurisdiction or whatnot, those teams that will let fans in will have fans. Mm-hmm. So, to be honest with you, I have a feeling that we're getting there slowly, but we're getting there.
Mm-hmm.
We're certainly, and
I feel like we're about,
this is going to sound crazy.
I feel like we're around 80% of the way through this thing.
Yeah, I'd say 70. But
Close.
I'm going to tell you this: 2 months from today, tomorrow.
Yeah,
that's when this stuff started.
Really?
A year from
10 months ago.
Yeah, that's when all this started. 10 months ago.
I'm ready for it to end.
I'm ready for it to end too. Speaking of Major League Baseball, I might as well let's fit this in because we're gonna just so everybody knows, we're saving the football talk for last because we have a lot ton to cover. So we're gonna talk about baseball. Speaking of MLB, Francisco Lindor goes to the New York Mets.
Huge trade.
That is a huge acquisition for them. It definitely puts pressure on the Phillies.
Yeah.
I think it puts more pressure on the Phillies than any other team in the NL East. I think the Braves are set. I think the Nationals, I think they're still kind of building up a little bit. They're out there. It's looking unlikely that they'll go after JT Realmuto. And I think as these days progress, the only team – I feel like the team that's going to be the last one standing for Realmuto is going to probably be the Phillies.
Yeah.
Because the Nationals are out. The Mets have their catcher. Right now, I feel like it's between the two Texas teams, the Astros and the Rangers, and then the Phillies. So
that'll be a very welcome back. We wouldn't want to miss out on that guy.
If they can bring back him, Didi Gregorius, and then they can sign that pitcher from the White Sox. I think he had a great ERA. I forget his name. They can sign him. We're looking good.
Looking like a solid team. Have we fixed the bullpen at all?
We got one solid arm from Tampa Bay.
Okay.
He was hurt last year.
Right. Better than
hard thrower. He's high 90s. Hard thrower. But that was the first big move of the offseason. Really. Lindor to the New York Mets. I mean, you can argue the Snell thing to the Padres. You can argue a couple others. But to me, that's the first blockbuster because you knew Blake Snell was going to leave Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
You knew that Tampa Bay was going to kind of clear house after a World Series. There are some other, you can't afford to keep that team in that small market. So, I mean, to tell you, I mean, I'm feeling better about JT Realmuto as the days go by. Yeah. And I think like I said, it puts pressure on Dave Dombrowski and Sam Fuld to do something. Because the Mets are out to get they're out to win. Like Steve Cohen, the new owner, comes in and he's done with the bullshit. He's done with the typical Mets bullshit.
Actually make the team better.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, when healthy, that's not a bad roster. That's really not a bad roster. With DeGrom, 2-time Cy Young winner, and I think he's the best pitcher in baseball. You can't disagree with me on that. If Pete Alonso can get his shit together, he's a top. I mean, he showed he can hit. He hit 53 home runs his rookie year.
Wow.
Rookie of the year, or NL Rookie of the Year. Jeez. Then you have Lindor. Then you have Conforto, who's an underrated player. Nimmo's an underrated player. James McCann. Marcus Stroman. Their bullpen's a little shitty. Their manager's their manager's definitely a puppet. I think those are the two things that hold the Mets back: their manager and their bullpen.
Kind of like the Phillies a little bit.
If the Phillies have a good manager, they don't have a good bullpen.
Yeah.
The Phillies will be up 8. They were up 7-0 in a doubleheader in Toronto, and they blew it because of the bullpen.
Yeah, they blew. Pretty much every game I saw.
It was basically the bullpen. I mean, the Phillies would have been an easy playoff team if they had a semi-decent bullpen and can close it and were able to close out games.
Yeah.
They would be a decent team.
Who knows, man? Hopefully.
But we are 35 days from pitchers and catchers. Isn't that crazy? 35 days.
Wow.
Baseball season. It's coming back. Right now, hockey's on. The Flyers are up 2-1 over Pittsburgh. So, sports, man, this is – you can have sports in COVID. Going back to that, you can have sports in COVID.
Yeah, it's pretty much been working. I mean, the NFL had missed no games. So
yeah, and they made them up. I mean, even if it took Wednesday afternoon football, but
yeah, I mean, every game was played.
What did you think of the college football playoff?
Bam is one of the best teams ever. They're just an unstoppable train. Devontae Smith's animal.
Can I talk?
Yes.
I need to make an argument. I will argue this till the day I die, not because of bias, not because of, my allegiances.
Okay.
Teams. You know where this is going?
I think so.
Notre Dame played Bama better than Ohio State did. They played Bama better than Ohio State. They played Bama better than Texas A&M. Notre Dame made their conference championship game. Did they get their shit kicked in that game? Yeah, but they ended up beating that same team. I know who didn't play in that game, but still, it's a top 5 win. Therefore, Notre Dame deserved to be in that 4th spot. And also, Texas A&M only beat they only beat North Carolina by like a couple scores. It would have made a difference, but I think that just goes to show that Notre Dame should have been in. And
I think we're definitely deserving of that 4th spot.
I mean, one loss. You made your conference championship game. You beat the team that you lost to. I think that's a little – the credentials are there.
Yeah, definitely.
Talent, we can have that discussion. I can see both sides. Like, if you were to match up A&M and Notre Dame, that's a tough
it'd be close.
World of its own. I don't think it's a blowout, but I can see where both sides – I'm just talking about the credentials.
Yeah.
Now, as for the Ohio State Buckeyes – I did think they could win. I did think I liked them in that game. I liked them in that game against Alabama.
I thought with the line they would win, but nope, they got blown out.
Not many teams do what they did to Clemson. Justin Fields in that semifinal. Justin Fields showed that he has guts, getting hit multiple times and coming back.
Hits.
That was insane.
Crazy. And set bowl records for passing yards and touchdowns.
Exactly. And you don't really see that to a Dabo Swinney coach team.
Never.
Even when they had Kelly Bryant a couple years ago, they didn't get their shit kicked in. They lost, but they didn't get their shit kicked in. That's very rare. But then you had the national championship game. And in the semifinal against Notre Dame, I noticed Devontae Smith. And that was the first. And I watched a little bit of Alabama during the regular season. I didn't watch a ton of them. I watched enough to know that I believe that Mac Jones is a top 3 quarterback. He should be a top 3 quarterback in the draft. We could debate that.
Yeah.
But that's what I took. Devontae Smith is the best receiver in the draft. Yeah. Najee Harris is a top 3
running back prospect in that game.
Probably he's top 2.
He'll be like a top 1st, 2nd round pick.
I think Patrick Surtain is the best corner.
Bama was a very, very, very good team.
It goes to show how good the SEC is and has been.
Yeah.
And with the talent that they've put out in the last
is ridiculous.
2 years is insane.
This
between LSU and Alabama
class, and then this rookie class coming in, it could be like couple of the best drafts ever.
And I cannot believe. Excuse me. Why am I yawning? Fuck.
I always yawn in these.
I cannot believe the amount of talent that there is. I mean, obviously with the quarterbacks, obviously being the headliner, but to tell you the truth, I think after Natty and the semifinal, Devontae Smith deserves to be a top 3 pick.
Oh yeah. If the highest he goes is 2, and the lowest he goes is 3,
and that depends on a lot of it is going to depend on the direction that the Jets are going to go in.
If they think Darnold their guy, I kind of think Darnold can still they've never given him anything there.
Look at the coaches he's had.
He's never had a serviceable weapon. Who's the best receiver he's played with, really?
His best weapon was Robbie Anderson.
Yeah.
Which isn't a bad weapon, but he shouldn't be your number 1 weapon.
No, God, no.
I mean, Robbie Anderson, he's an underrated player. I mean, we can agree.
Yeah, he's like a solid number 2.
He's a solid number 2. You send him on a fly route, bam, he's gone. He's like Will Fuller.
Yeah, pretty much.
Same situation in Houston. But I feel like if they bring in the right offensive mind.
Yeah, Adam Gase is also very stupid.
Yeah, exactly. I think. God damn it. Oh, Jesus Christ. Falling asleep, folks. But I think it depends on what they want to do. They can grab Smith at 2, put him start building around Darnold, or tell you what, they could get a running back.
The
Would not
Jets?
surprise me. Yeah, they could get a
What?
running. Do you think they could snag a running back at 2?
No.
Really?
They either go Fields or Fields or Smith. Those are the
Any
two.
chance for Chase?
Huh?
Any chance for Chase? I think Smith's over Chase simply because he played this season
Recency bias, yeah.
and he won the Heisman.
Yeah.
People are going to forget that he won the Heisman. He's the first receiver since Desmond Howard to win the Heisman,
That's
which
insane.
is insane.
It's so crazy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Tell you what, I mean, this was a good playoff. You saw a lot of talent.
shit.
I feel like you had to watch it because of all the NFL talent that's coming in with all these teams.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of players that in the NFL that you saw play in these playoffs. Alabama's got like 4 first-round picks on their team.
Which is ridiculous. Ohio State, I think they have 2 with the corner. No, they have 3.
I mean, there's a ton.
Their running back, their corner, and then Fields.
I think there was like 8 guys in that game that one of the guys, Todd McShay, had like a first-round draft grade on 8 of the guys in that game.
Yeah. Clemson's going to have probably 2 or 3. Notre Dame's probably only going to have 1 or 2. Karamoa, the linebacker, he'll probably be a first-round pick. He's one of the best linebackers in the draft. So we'll see with that. But yeah, I mean, I liked it. I mean, it was a lot of it because of the talent.
Yeah, it was very entertaining games. Lots of fireworks.
All right.
Is it time?
It's time. It's time. It's time. It's time.
So
great things happened with
it finally
Mike
happened.
And I's favorite football team. And I think in the last 10 years, going back to the Dream Team season, started all this bullshit.
Yeah.
You basically sat down and you're like, this is, and you hear the drama, you see the product on the field, you hear the front office shit, then you hear the free agent stuff, and then you're just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Everything is always hard.
Being a fan of the Philadelphia Eagles is like watching a reality TV drama. Is that an understatement, Michael O'Malley?
It's extraordinarily frustrating. It's like just watching someone you love just shoot themselves in the foot.
I've been watching this team since I was 7. I watched. I kind of go back to like the 2008 season. I don't really know how to play football, but I just remember people coming over to watch the NFC Championship game, but whatever. I followed them through the Dream Team, then the last year Andy, then the Chip saga, then the Doug saga,
then the random ass Super Bowl,
right fucking here, and the Super Bowl. And now we're right back where the square fucking one. I thought the Chip Kelly bullshit was as crazy as it was going to get. I am far and away wrong. Sitting here 3 years removed. Now, the only difference, and this is a crazy difference, between the Chip Kelly bullshit and now is that we have I have a banner right here that says Super Bowl 52 champions. It's ever since I got this thing, I just look at it and I feel fun.
Feel funny?
I feel fun. First, I couldn't believe it that we won. And I look at it now and I'm like, how the fuck did we do that 3 years ago? And look at us now.
What happened? How it's such a fall from grace so fast?
All right, enough of the preambles. Doug Peterson got fired. You have the Week 17 bullshit. You have two quarterbacks. You have to go find a new head coach. Right now, I'm worried about finding a new head coach. Then worrying about what you're going to do with the quarterbacks. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, I'm starting to. You know what? If this is probably the best year in a while to fire your head coach, because there's a lot of quality dudes out there that's looking for jobs.
I think Doug Peterson was just plain and simple. I think he was just worn out, and he didn't have the guys around him.
Whatever. I don't even know what happened. Like, he just got his play calling just got worse and worse and worse.
I think he wanted just more power. He was done with the structure part. He was done with. I think how that meeting went down is I think Doug just wanted more power, and he was tired of having people tell him what to do. I mean, and listen.
Fuck you, dude.
I think here's the thing. Does he have a right to ask for that? I think just simply because
it depends on what he wanted to do. You can't. You have to give play calling to somebody else.
Yeah.
His play calling lost us multiple games this year. Like at least 3, 4.
And it's not. Here's the thing. It's not. I think it's kind of been a thing his entire 4 years or 5 years. Because you look at the first year.
Power.
You look at the first year, and plus he was trying to get used to being a head coach.
Mm-hmm.
That one Giants game, his play calling was horrible.
Mm-hmm.
You look, and then you kind of look at all 4 of the years, and there were some games even in the 2017 season where you scratch your head at a few plays.
Yeah.
And then now this year, it was just a total conundrum. The first year was really without real structure on the offense. And now it's just like, like it's – and
we're literally starting from the ground up now again.
I think you're going to have to take a year to figure shit out. Because here's the thing. You're getting Marquise Goodwin back. You have a top 10 pick, which is hard to fuck up. And to tell you the honestly,
I wouldn't put it past this fucking guy.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, but here's the thing. I'm just pulling something up. Howie Roseman. Yeah, like I mentioned, they had the 6th overall pick. This is what changed things for me about Howie, my stance on Howie. Mm-hmm. I think everyone is not really. I don't know why this has gotten more publicity. Jeff Skversky of 6ABC tweeted this. While Eagles GM Howie Roseman is publicly taking heat for our failed draft picks and signings, my understanding is Roseman drafted and made decisions based on Doug Peterson and his staff's preferences, scheme, and fit. In Justin Jefferson's case, Eagles scouts and Howie Roseman preferred him.
I've heard both sides of that.
Overall, and yeah, we can talk about the DK thing. I don't know if the DK thing was Howie or Doug related, but as for the Jefferson thing, it's on Doug.
But just another thing. Another thing to add on top of all of the bullshit that he's
And
told.
I think that should take some of the heat off Howie. Now,
I mean, why?
Let's be real, Michael. I don't think he's been a. If you look at his entire 10 years as GM, look at the players he's brought in. He does have a ring on his finger. I think they made the playoffs in most years where he was the GM than not. So I think a lot of it is the head coach to kind of give him a little break. And don't get me wrong, I do believe there's some things that should put him on the hot seat for next year.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to see how he works with the new head coach. And a 6th round draft pick or 6th overall draft pick in the first round. There's 3 guys that stand out. 1 is Smith, 2 is Chase, 3 is Parsons. Or Surtain. 4. So
yeah,
4.
That should be the Eagles draft board. Those 4 guys should be the guys.
If he doesn't get one of those 4 guys,
in that order,
he's done.
Yeah.
If he doesn't get one of those 4 guys, and if that whoever they draft doesn't pan out, he's done.
You gotta cut it. You gotta cut ties with him.
So now,
done. He's got to nail this entire draft too. We can't just get that 6th overall pick to pan out.
You have to make a good 2nd round pick.
We need a solid full draft.
Yeah.
Because this is a team with a lot of holes.
I think holes in the offensive line, a couple holes in the secondary, linebackers,
wide receivers.
I mean, who are your 2 receivers right now?
The top 2
3.
receivers. Jeffrey.
I think Alshon Jeffrey has to go.
Yeah, he's probably gone. Deshaun Jackson's probably gone again.
Zach Ertz is gone.
Rager, Ward, and Fulgham, I guess.
No, Goodwin.
And Goodwin, yeah. Which, those are like all good number 3 receivers. 2 at best. So we need Chase. Devontae Smith probably won't be there at 6. I want Chase more than anybody other than Devontae Smith. And then, like you said, Parsons and the corner from Bama. Yeah. I would be more happy with Micah Parsons, though, because I think we haven't had a good linebacker in a while.
Now, what my gut tells me, and I'm not trying to be Mr. Positive, Mr. Philly here, I don't think this team is terribly far off.
If Wentz can pan out, I think firing Peterson kind of lets everybody know that they're going to roll with Wentz. I think that's the plan.
And I don't want to say that's a bad thing.
No.
Because I think it's just going to be a breath of fresh air for him.
Mm-hmm.
And
if he doesn't succeed this year, though, he's fucking gone.
I agree. And I think that they need to hit. Now, let's say if they were to do that, they have to get Jalen Hurts out of here.
Yeah. Trade him for a day 2 pick. You have to make
the right move with him.
Trade him for a day 2 pick, like mid-2nd to early 3rd. I think you could probably get.
And I don't think he's going to be terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Do I think he's going to be a starter right off the gate?
Nah.
Probably not. I would see him on a team like the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
Like the team that, he's going to put pressure on Trubisky. I don't see Foles there. I think Foles is out of there.
Yeah, Trubisky might be out of there too. Well, they might give him. I don't know what the Bears are planning on doing. The Bears had
I could see him going there. I can see him going. I could see. Hear me out on this. I could see him going to the Rams as a backup for Goff.
And maybe put some pressure on Goff because he hasn't been playing, out of this world.
I could also see him going to the Falcons.
I think they draft Fields at 4.
Oh, that's right. They have 4. Right?
Depending on how the draft shakes out, they could take a quarterback.
Yeah. And the Dolphins have the 3rd pick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
they better not take a quarterback.
Yeah, no. If anything, they would trade for Watson.
Yeah, trade for Watson. I think that's hit there, and I think he's another Houston guy. They're gonna have to trade him. I think. Because I think he's taking like the James Harden route, being like, "Yeah, no, you guys fucked up too hard. It's too much."
And plus, he doesn't want to waste his career.
That place is, they're worse off than we are.
Well, I think it's good for Bill O'Brien's sake. He took a job at Bama today.
Yeah,
an offensive coordinator job. He'll be a coordinator for a couple years, get some learning out of Saban. He should just stay in the college game. Just stay in the college game. He's going to be a much better college coach. It does. I mean, the NFL just didn't work out. He'll be fine in college. I mean, there's some guys where, like, look at Nick Saban. He was dog shit with the Dolphins. Goes to Alabama. He's great.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's what it is. I think now ever since they fired Doug Peterson, the thing that I've been thinking about and really kind of, I don't want to say stressing over, but I've been thinking about who I want as our head coach, like everybody else.
Yeah.
Right now, there's two. Deuce Staley, because everybody respects him.
Yeah. Malcolm Jenkins tweeted out that he would have made a great coach and he would want to play for him.
Number 2 is Brian Daboll.
I'd love that.
The Buffalo Bills offensive coordinator.
That would be a great hire.
Look at what he's done with Josh Allen.
Josh Allen. Made him a superstar overnight, pretty much.
Exactly.
If he can bring that magic, whatever he did with Wentz,
then Carson Wentz needs to stay.
Type.
Carson Wentz needs to stay.
Yeah, I think we've been saying this for like 3 years at this point, but one more year for Wentz.
You know what? And to be honest with you, try it one more time. This is it. This is it for me. This is it.
It's gotta be.
This is it. I don't want to hear anything about a new offense because she's going to have a preseason to learn it. I don't want to hear anything about, lack of receivers, lack of help on the offensive line, lack of offensive scheme.
You got to make it work
for me.
You got to make it work this year.
This is it. I'm not expecting 2017. I'm not expecting 2019. I'm expecting him to make throws. I'm expecting him to make better decisions. I'm expecting him to lead game-winning drives. I'm expecting him to,
win us games.
Exactly. I'm also expecting on the same front, the Eagles run the football. The Eagles, smart play calls. No 50 fucking 1 yard feet or 54, whatever, into the wind of the Allegheny River to tie the game. I still don't get that till today. That's what I'm expecting. And
that one thing about Daboll, the Bills do not run the ball very much at all.
Exactly.
But
I think, and here's the thing: I'd rather Daboll than Staley. I'd rather Daboll than Staley, or best case scenario, Daboll's the head coach, Staley's the offensive coordinator.
That would be phenomenal.
Bam. This is who I want. I'm endorsing Brian Daboll.
Please get Brian Daboll. Jeffrey Lurie, if you're watching, Brian Daboll's your guy.
Brian Daboll.
Bring him in.
We're making shirts. Brian Daboll.
They brought in Todd Bowles. What the fuck are you doing with that? Why?
When I saw that, now here's the thing.
Why are you interviewing that guy?
All right, I can maybe take Ryan Day. I can maybe take Lincoln Riley simply because they're not proven. They have something to prove. Rather Riley than Ryan Day.
Yeah.
But not Todd Bowles.
Please, God, not Todd Bowles.
It didn't work. No, absolutely not. No. He had one close year with the Jets of making the playoffs, and yet he didn't do it.
Yeah. And he's just not.
I'm sorry.
He's a good defensive coordinator. He is not a head coach.
But even that, they still let up 38 points to the Saints. Still can't beat the fucking Saints. Taylor Heineke, I don't like that. I don't like it.
That's a good point.
I don't like it. I get the minority thing, but got to do what's best for the team.
If you want to bring in a minority, how about
Eric Staley? Or Eric Bellamy, or whatever his name is. Another name, the 49ers defensive coordinator, Robert Saleh, I think his name.
I like that guy a lot.
He's good.
We need an offensive mind more than a defensive mind, but I do like that guy.
You need an offensive mind for Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. Which is why Daboll would be perfect.
Be great.
One of the best offenses in the league this year.
Exactly.
And then Bieniemy, who has been unreal. I mean, he's under Andy Reid too. I don't know if you want another guy from Reid.
I think you start from scratch. You bring in Daboll. And, in a way, he is a Reid guy because of McDermott.
Yeah.
But, dude.
I wanted us to hire Sean McDermott when we hired Doug Peterson.
Yeah.
We're probably going to hire some guy you never heard of, like when we hired Doug Peterson.
I don't know. I really don't know. This is going to be stressful.
Yeah.
But I think if Brian Daboll comes in, it's what we wanted.
Oh God, dude! I'd be very, very happy if we brought that guy in.
I would get a little uplifted, and if he comes out with his staff, okay, yeah, here's the staff. We have Brian Daboll, head coach, Deuce Staley, offensive coordinator. Talk about a defensive coordinator, maybe Greg Williams. Would you take Greg Williams?
I would take Greg Williams, Dr. Heat.
I think his problem was he was just with the Jets.
Yeah,
with Adam Gates.
Yeah,
look at what he did with Cleveland. Look at what he did with Cleveland. I'll take that.
Cleveland.
Bam. There's your three guys. Another name, Michael Kafka.
Quarterbacks coach for
the Chiefs. Played quarterback for the Eagles. Breed guy. That's another name.
Okay.
I don't know.
There's a lot of quality guys out there that could really.
But my thing is with the quarterbacks coaches and the running backs coaches, I think they're a little unproven.
Yeah, that I don't like hiring position coaches. I'd rather hire a coordinator.
But I mean, you have some blossoms like Joe Judge.
Mm-hmm.
You have Cliff Kingsbury.
Torres, I think, was the linebackers coach for the Patriots.
Yeah, I mean, like it's not. Oh, another name for defensive coordinator, Matt Patricia.
No, fuck no.
No,
I don't think so.
I mean, I'm
maybe the coordinator.
Yeah, that's what I said. The defensive coordinator.
I mean, there's just no talent on that Detroit defense. Fucking Buddy Ryan couldn't coach that defense to give up less than 30 points a game.
They only had Darius Slay. That was it.
Yeah, and now he's gone. Jeff Okudah looks like a bust, which sucks because I thought he was going to be good.
But I don't know, man. I think this is where I publicly announced it. Brian Daboll, Eagles head coach.
I'd be very
give me it.
Please.
Give me it.
Just don't do something fucking stupid.
And to be honest with you, this makes you root for the Bills.
Oh,
I'm all in for Buffalo in the playoffs. I'm all in.
So, what do you think? Do you think they're gonna win
against Baltimore? Absolutely.
I don't know about. I think
the Colts are a good team.
They are, but
that was not a pushover game by any means.
No, the Colts play everybody close, but it was a pretty good win for the Bills. I think the Ravens looked really good against Tennessee.
I underestimate the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah,
I underestimate
Lamar's been on a tear
extremely. I thought Tennessee was going to roll over. I thought they were going to roll over them. I thought they were going to continue their, I guess, dominant playoff play in a way or whatever.
It seems like a team that's built perfectly for the playoffs.
They are. I mean, they just pound the rock. They play decent defense, and that's it.
Their defense, but
yeah,
like the offense. Certainly,
they got a defensive head coach though.
Huh?
They got a defensive head coach.
Yeah, Vrabel.
But and Lamar.
There's another Arthur Smith.
Yeah,
he's another head coach and Titans coordinator. I don't want him because I think it's pretty easy to call plays for that team. Like, I don't know if it was the play calling that got Derrick Henry to 2,000 yards.
Yeah, but I think, Arthur Smith, Eagles head coach, facing he's interviewing tomorrow.
Really, we're interviewing him
tomorrow? Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay. I don't know if I wouldn't love it, but I wouldn't. It'd be better than Todd Bowles. Why? Those are the two guys we interviewed so far. Todd Bowles and Arthur Smith.
And then Robert Staley.
Oh, we did interview him?
I think we did today.
Okay. Can we bring in the other guys, like the good ones?
Well, here's the thing. You got to wait until they're out of the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
So they have to interview I mean, in a way, and the only good thing about if the Bills lose or the Chiefs lose, you interview those guys because they're still preparing for playoff games.
Yeah, they're not. They're not taking interviews from the Eagles.
Yeah. But back to the playoffs.
I
think it's a close game. I think the spread is a 2.5 Baltimore favorite.
Wow. That's a little.
I think they beat that spread, to tell you the truth. Or Buffalo. Buffalo's the favorite. I think Buffalo beats it. The game is in Buffalo.
You think they cover?
I think they'll be fine. I think they win by a touchdown.
I don't know. I think Ravens by a field goal. I think the Ravens. I don't know.
But I mean,
it's going to be a really good game.
Yeah. I'm also not really sold on Kansas City. Just based on no, I'm not. I shouldn't say I'm not sold. Yeah, I have a little.
They're vulnerable. I'll say that.
They're mortal.
Yes,
they're mortal. Is that the way to put it?
They are beatable.
I wouldn't be totally surprised if Cleveland goes in there and win.
Oh, there's no fucking chance.
I wouldn't be surprised.
No.
It's not a game to bet. It's not a game to feel great about. But but with the way the Chiefs played, like against the Falcons, like
fluke. That's the worst game of Patrick Mahomes' career.
And then the Raider game, and don't get me wrong, for some weird reason, I want to see that
football. They have not been playing their best football as of late,
and they have to clean that up. They had 3 weeks. Their starters had 3 weeks to get ready. 3 weeks their starters had. And if they don't go out there,
they better win. All the pressure's on them. Cleveland has nothing to lose.
They have nothing to lose.
That's the scary thing about it.
I think, to be honest, the Browns did what they wanted to do in the playoffs.
Oh yeah. There's
like, come on. I mean, if you're a Browns fan, obviously you want to win the Super Bowl.
Fine. I think you're totally okay if you lose to the Chiefs if you're a Browns fan.
Like there's nothing to look but up going forward.
That was such a fun game to watch. I fucking hate it so much.
And here's the thing. I knew that from a mile away. Knew it.
Steelers just didn't look good at all to close out the season. They looked like dog shit.
I have a question for you. Mm-hmm. Same bullshit happens in the next couple years, even next year, with their locker room and their drama. Do you get rid of Tomlin?
Nah.
You don't.
He's with them until he retires.
Because here's the thing.
The guy's never had a losing season. They did go 12-4 and won. But the way that this season ended is a very sour end.
This is the second time where they ran into a social dilemma.
Yeah, like the AB and Juju things.
And then you had the Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah.
And then you had you don't need that.
Yeah, I hate Juju Smith-Schuster with a burning passion, and I hate Chase Claypool too. So I loved every second of that first quarter.
I think after they played us,
assholes, they never stopped talking.
After they played us, I was proud of Chase Claypool. I was proud because he's a Notre Dame guy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he's a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit.
They very quickly.
What the fuck are you doing? Stop making your TikToks after you lose a game like that to the football team. Even after you almost lose to RG3, I would have a bad taste in my mouth. I would be like, why? We should have blew this team out by 1 million. Instead, they go to their little thing, dance on the logos. They're like kids. They're like kids. How can you be proud of that team?
Seriously.
How can you be proud?
They're so gutless.
Imagine if that happened here. Imagine if that happened in the city.
Oh my God, they'd be ripped to shreds
by the media, by everything.
While we were winning 1 of 5.
Mike, even if this team celebrates after a sack when we're getting killed 10-0. I don't want it.
No, God, no.
Like, remember when they did the photo celebration and this in the first Seahawks game last year?
Mm.
I mean, no one liked that.
If you're losing, then you can't do shit like that. You can't do the shit that they do when you were in the situations that they were in. It's just childish.
It's a joke. Absolute
so they
joke.
Lost. So glad. They were overrated all season.
Yeah.
Even when they were like 9-0, 10-0, I was like, no, this team's so frauds. They're all frauds.
They're all frauds. So you have Cleveland and Kansas City. You have Baltimore and Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
To the NFC, you have the Packers playing the Rams.
And then you got New Orleans and the Bucks.
I think Green Bay and Lambeau.
I think that the matchups for like the Packers offense against the Rams have probably the best defense in the NFL. They're finally playing like they have Jalen Ramsey and Aaron Donald on their roster, and they've looked really scary.
Yeah.
That being said, the Packers have one of the most efficient offenses I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
They're just a machine. You can't stop them.
And I think
the best receiver in football.
It'll probably be cold this weekend.
Him and Ramsey.
It'll probably be cold this weekend.
Yeah, and the weather team going up there.
Dome team now. Don't forget the Rams are a dome team and the Chargers.
I don't think they'll get blown out, but they'll probably lose by like 9-10.
That's fair. And I think the Rams, just like the Ravens, they're kind of a hard team to figure out.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Raiders, they're a little bit more proven. The Rams aren't. Because they lost to the Jets. They go out and they beat the living piss out of Seattle.
That was just out of
You don't know who they're going to throw in at running back. You don't know what type of game you're going to get from the running backs. You don't know what type of game you're going to get from Goff.
Yeah. That defense is consistent, though. The defense, Aaron Donald was going to wreck you on every play.
Showed up.
Jalen Ramsey going to lock up your receivers.
Oh, the Flyers scored again. Yeah, but yeah. Hey, would you be surprised if that team shows up again?
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't be sure. Okay, if the Packers lost, I'd be shocked. But if they won by like one score, 3 even, I wouldn't be.
Yeah.
The Rams kept it close all game. I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah, I wouldn't be either. And then you have the rematch between Brady and Breeze. Breeze has beat him pretty good both times.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't know what to think.
Yeah, I don't know. This could go either way. This really could go either way.
Because Tom Brady is
on
fire. I would love to see him win another playoff game. I would love to see Tom Brady
playoff win.
Go out and win another playoff game.
The Saints are really good. I mean, they played the Bears, so like it was kind of like free, but I mean, they're probably the most complete team in football.
Yeah.
With Michael Thomas back, that's just another weapon. Alvin Kamara is the top 5 running back in the NFL. Breeze is still okay enough to win games on that roster. The defense is still really good.
Yeah. So we'll see.
It's
going to be a good weekend.
New Orleans is going to win. It's hard. It's really hard to beat a team 3 times.
I can see New Orleans winning again. They're home.
Yeah, I think I'm going to give it to New Orleans.
Yeah. Speaking of which, it's that time.
Yeah.
Picks.
Huh?
We missed what? How many weeks of picks did we miss? 3?
I don't know. A lot.
Yeah, it's not good. 4 games. Packers, Rams, 4:35 on Saturday.
I'm going to be taking the Packers. I'm going to say 31-23.
I'm picking Green Bay. 28-14.
2 touchdown game? Okay.
Buffalo, Baltimore. 8:15 on Saturday night.
I'm going to take it Baltimore by 27-24.
I'm picking Buffalo. 31-24 Bills.
I'm so excited for that game.
I am so excited too. That's the NBC's carrying that game, so it's going to be fun too.
Good.
Move to Sunday. The Browns off their big playoff win against Pittsburgh versus Kansas City, 305.
Chiefs 41-24.
I'm picking Kansas City. I like the 24 for Cleveland, but give me Kansas City with 35. So 35-24 Chiefs.
Okay.
Final game. Buccaneers and Saints, 6:40 on Sunday night.
This is a tough one. I'm going to go Saints 30-23.
I'm picking the Saints 34-31. Game-winning field goal as time expires.
I like that score.
They're going to duke it out until the very end. It's going to be a great way to end divisional round weekend. Mike, this is like the last good weekend of football.
Yeah, then we got the championship games, and then
you have multiple games.
Super Bowl's in what, like a month? Less than? Oh, it's in like what? A couple weeks? 3 weeks?
3 weeks.
God, what the fuck? That's ridiculous. Super Bowl in 3 weeks.
We'll talk about how things have been going slow in the past year, but they've actually been going fast.
Flew by.
Yeah, like COVID's been going quick, to tell you the truth. Quarantine didn't go fast, but this is going quick.
Yeah, this has been very quick months.
And before we know it, it's going to be April 1st, and I'm going to be rambling on here about the Phillies.
Baseball.
Yeah, so can't wait.
All
right. That's another cap on a much-needed
rambling hour.
Like, comment, subscribe. Mike, we gotta blow this up, man. We gotta blow it up.
Yeah, we gotta do this more consistently.
Yeah, more consistently, once a week. Little exception because of Christmas and New Year's, but every week.
We'll be back on this weekly.
Next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday.
All right. Take care, Mike.
You too, Johnny.